Hello and welcome to Workflow Labs. So in this lab we are going to do say a sub-process, meaning that we're going to learn how to branch out to a separate process and come back to the main process itself. So as I said, we're building this workflow vacation request, which started as a basic simple one, and now we are making it a little bit complex, so we would cover pretty much all the functionalities of a workflow. So we started with a simple request where the user would send a request, the approver would then reject or approve it. Based on that, the notification will be sent. So we added a complexity to the report by having a loop where they can resubmit rejection, and we have added one more functionality where we have stored once the request is approved, the value is stored in a table. We have added another feature where if the submitter is the approver, we don't want to continue with the workflow. We want to end it right there. So we can add one more functionality where we are going to reset the fields before submission. So the vacation request would come in with the required, with the from and to date. What we are going to do, so the requester rejected it. When we resubmit it, the requester or the submitter can update the can update uh, provide an alternate date. So this alternate so we have to reset the original from date and to date with the new from and to date, and the comments will be also be reset. So this reset will be a new process. So let's go ahead and get started on the work. So here's the the procedures we have documented. So open the file. So I've opened the file workflow 0. I've opened the process. So in this process we have a few. What we have to do is we have to add a new process. So before we do that, um, so we're going to change the properties of from date in the vacation to for the vacation rejected message. Let's go ahead and expand the vacation rejected message. Let's change the from date to send and to date to send, and make sure alternate from date is respond, alternate to date is respond. So let's go ahead and right click a new process. So it's going to be set dates. Display reset dates and comments, and process icon. The result type is null. So we don't want this to be runnable. So which means that we don't want this to be a standalone process. Okay, let's go ahead and pull this in here. Let's go ahead and delete this. We can do either two ways. Let's do one way. So we go like this. So this would be resubmit yes, and from there we can go like this, or we could yes, yes. So you got to make sure right click and drag, of course. So align it. So let's double click on the process comments. Let's go ahead and add. Let's go ahead first and expand standard. Go ahead, expand the functions. Let's go ahead and add start. Let's go ahead and add end. Let's double click on it. Go to node and make sure it's selected as add start. Apply. Go ahead, node. Make sure start end. There's nothing there. Click apply. So here in this lab we are going to do we could, I mean, we could do in multiple ways, but in this case we are trying to learn a few things. So this is not your traditional normal way of doing it. So let's go ahead and end date. Let's go ahead and end it. Sorry, end date. So we're going to add 5 assign nodes. So let's go ahead and add 5 assign nodes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go ahead and okay. So let's go ahead to the start and the first assign node. Let's put first assign node. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Double click on assign node, click on node, add the comment as. So actually before we do that, let's go ahead and put the assign, draw the transition to the center, for a second, through. So we're going to do, so here we're going to branch it into 3. So we're going to add this. So right click and drag, you can drag. So here then we bring in an AND condition. So what it does is this AND function would wait for all these functions to end, and then it'll proceed. So let's say you have another thing to execute, you can use an AND. This would basically wait for all these assignments to be completed, all these functionality to be completed before we proceed. Let's go ahead and assign the values. So let's go ahead and assign. So node, the command would be, so I'm going to say assign from end date. Node attributes, click on item attribute. So constant would be from date. Let's go ahead and double click on it again. And the date value would be picked up from alternate from date. Let's go ahead and double click on it. Let's go ahead, click assign values to alternate to date. Let's click on node attributes, click on item attribute, constant, alternate to date. Click apply, click on the date value. Let's get item attribute. Let's from alternate to date. Oh wait, I think we made a mistake. Item attribute, we want to reset the to date. Let's go ahead and look at this one first. Item attribute from date. Okay, we are basically our item attribute is from date. We're going to reset it to alternate from date. Here we have item attribute is to date, and the date value we're going to pick is from the alternate to date. So let's go ahead and open the third one. Click on the node. Let's go ahead and say clear value provided in the alternate to from date. Click on the node attributes. Item attribute is alternate from date. Alternate from date. Date value is constant. So we're saying that the value item attribute is alternate from date. Date value is nothing, null. So we're going to do the same thing for. Let's go ahead and clear the value alternate to date. Click on alternate item attribute, alternate to date. Date value is constant. Click apply. Let's go ahead and remove the comments. Okay, let's go ahead and double click on it. Node. Item attribute constant is comments. Click on node, click on value. So we can reset the values here. So that's pretty much it. Let's save it as. First save it as a file. I'm going to save it as a separate file. Make sure you verify it. Click File, Verify, click Save. Then you can save it to the database. At this point, we have saved the value to the database. Let's wait for the confirmation to come. So go to eBusiness Suite, expand on System Administrator, Administrator Workflow, or you can any other workflow administration responsibility. Click on Developer Studio, search for your workflow name, click Go, click on Run, enter your information. Go ahead, enter your information. Click Submit. Wait, click OK for the confirmation. Go to Status Monitor. Filter for your workflow type, and today click Go. Click on the active one. Click on Status Diagram first. So at this point, we can see that the vacation proposal is it's waiting for the vacation proposal. So we're going to reject it. Let's go back and open it, and let's go reject it. So now we have seen this workflow page. So let's go. So now we can see that the workflow is rejected. I'll go ahead and open it. Let's go ahead and click the open. So let's go ahead and enter the alternate from and to date. Let's go ahead and click submit. Yes. So this would go. This is going to execute that the second process, and it's going to go for the vacation proposal again. So let's go ahead and click on open. So you can see that the from and to date has changed. So if you look at the previous one, it's 18th May, should be 18 November. And let's go ahead and click approve. And so it will click on go. It will refresh the so it will refresh the workflow diagrams, and you can see that the workflow ended here. So hopefully you get an idea of how this workflow, this branching works. So the main goal for this particular lab was to give you an idea how to create a sub process and how to integrate that with the main process.